Hello and welcome to Finest Hour. I'm Philip Selway, sitting in for Guy Garvey this weekend. Now, it's been a while since I've been here, so I've got a lot of great tunes that I want to share with you today. And there's also a great Beccapedia entry coming up in a bit, specially put together for people with rhythmic sensibilities such as myself. So, without further ado, let's get on with the music. We open the show with Devo and Whip It from their 1980 album Freedom of Choice, and next up is a song from Lynn Collins, who worked closely with James Brown on this one, which is self-evident when you hear the track. So this song is called Mama Feel Good. That was Mama Feel Good by Lynn Collins, and looking at my notes, she was also known as the female preacher. I don't know why preacher wasn't enough on its own, but then again, it was the 70s, I suppose. Next up, I have a track from a band who are on Bella Union. They're called Ex-Magician, and they include Danny Todd and James Smith, who used to be in Cashier Number 9. And this song is called Kiss That Wealth Goodbye. And that very beautiful song is called Call This Time Love, and it's by Laura Moody. And Laura is actually out on tour at the moment. She's opening up for Yorkston, Thorn and Carn. Sunday, Bath Comedia, and then Monday at Exeter Phoenix. And then she'll also be doing her own show at the International Festival for Artistic Innovation at Leeds College, quite a mouthful, on the 11th of March. If you have a chance to go along to any of those shows, I would really advise it, because she's fantastic. So, moving on to the next track, I hadn't heard this one for quite a while until I was putting the playlist together this week. It's a fantastic track. It's from their 1987 album Babel. This is That Petrol Emotion and Big Decision. That was Big Decision by That Petrol Emotion, and coming up after the following trail, we have I Wanna Know by Beat Spacek.
Hello?
That was I Wanna Know by Beat Spacek, and that was from last year's album Modern Streets. Now, evidently, that album was recorded primarily on iPhone and iPad applications, and for somebody who has trouble with just texting at points, I find that extremely impressive. So, in October 1971, Nick Drake went into Sound Technique's studio in London for 2 late-night sessions. And, well, Radiohead, take note, because out of those sessions came Pink Moon. This song is off Pink Moon. It's called Road. That was Road by Nick Drake. Last Friday, I went to the NIA Arena in Birmingham to go and see Foals. They ended their set on this next track and practically lifted the roof off the place. It was amazing. I get goosebumps listening to it. So here they are. This is Foals with Inhaler. That was Take Your Praise, and that was by Camille Yarborough. And no doubt you've recognised that as the track that Fatboy Slim took and remixed as Praise You back in 1998. That was from her one and only album, which was released in 1975, called The Iron Pot Cooker. And all I can say is it's a shame she didn't do more. Next, I've got a track from the Duke Spirit, and if my fact-checking serves me well, this record was produced by the wonderful Simon Raymond. So, this song is called Hands. That was Hands by the Duke Spirit. So for my next track, I've been reading the reviews about it. It's by Baba Mal, and the reviews have been saying, well, it's a return to form. I wasn't aware that he'd actually lost the form in the first place. But this song is from, well, as I say, Baba Mal from Senegal, and it's a track called One Day. That was Baba Mal and a song called One Day, which is off his new album, The Traveller. Now, this next song is from Kristen Hirsch. No show is complete without her. It's from her 2010 album Crooked, and it's the opening track off that record. This is called Mississippi Kite. That was Mississippi Kite by Kristen Hirsch. This next track comes from, well, two amazing artists, Brian Eno and David Byrne. It's from their record, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, which was made back in 1981, where they used all kind of tape loop trickery and sound effects and everything. Incredible record. This song is called Very, Very Hungry. That was Tune Yards and a song called My Country, which was from their 2011 album Who Kill. Now, Guy Garvey did a great documentary about Merrill Garbus from Tune Yards as part of his Music Box series, so it's still available on iPlayer. I'd highly recommend that one. Moving on to another track, this time from Mos Def, who evidently announced his retirement from both the music and the film industry in the past few weeks at the age of 42. Nice work if you can get it. So this track is off his first record and it's called Fear Not of Man. That was Reminder by Moderat. They've actually got a UK tour coming up in April, which has been, well, looked online, been selling very well. So if you want to go and see them, and I would, again, recommend that, you can get tickets in Glasgow and Brighton. So a good span of the country there to choose from. Next, I have an evergreen track. It's from the mighty Elvis Costello, and this is a song that he co-wrote with Paul McCartney, Macca. So no doubt done with a nod, a wink and a big thumbs up. This song is Veronica. Veronica from Elvis Costello, featuring the songwriting talents of the mighty Paul McCartney. So this next track, well, whilst I'm here in Manchester, recording Finest Hour, I feel that I have to fly the flag for Manchester music. And this next act is actually from here. It's a man called Matthew Halsall, and he is actually nominated as the UK Jazz Act of the Year at the moment. So this is a song from the act that he has called Matthew Halsall and the Gondwana Orchestra, and it's a song called Only a Woman, featuring the vocal talents of Josephine Oniyama. That was Slide by Lisa Germano, and that was the title track from her fifth album, which was produced by Chad Blake, and was the last one that she released on 4AD. The other week, I went to see Pins in Oxford. It sounds like I've been going to a lot of gigs recently, possibly because I'm just reminding myself how to do it with my upcoming year. But anyway, they were playing in a great small club called the Bullingdon. But their performance, it made it feel like the Brixton Academy. So this is Pins with Girls Like Us. That was the Upsetters with a track called Zion's Blood from their 1976 album Super Ape, featuring the unmistakable production of Lee Scratch Perry. And now then. Thank you, Beccapedia. That was fantastic. That leads us to a song from a band called Hidden Charms. This got overtones of Black Keys for me, but it's still very much their own thing. And it's a song called Love You 'Cause You're There. That was Jono McCleary and So Long. And on his Facebook page, he describes himself as a singer-song warrior at Ninja Tune, which I quite like. He's got a gig coming up, actually, British gig, homecoming gig, at Bush Hall in London on the 23rd of May, which just happens to be my birthday. So, subtle reminder there to any family and friends who may be listening. This next track is from a British composer called Anna Meredith. She's been a former composer in residence with the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, no less, and she has a debut album coming up soon called Varmints. It's going to be released on the 4th of March on Moshi Moshi, and this track is called Taken. That was Taken by Anna Meredith. Now, I swore blind to myself that I'd never put The Clash into a Six Music playlist. Obviously, I'm not a man of my word. Okay, as I said, I'm not a man of my word. That was The Clash and White Man in Hammersmith Palais, one of my favourite ever songs, although I do seem to have quite a few of those. Whilst I was waiting to come in to record the show, I was loitering in the corridor and I came across Stuart McConey. We had a quick chat about Northern Soul, of all things, and just so happens this is a Northern Soul classic, this next song. It's called Let's Wade in the Water by Marlena Shaw. So that's nearly it for me today. Thank you to the Big Cheese, Michelle Chowdhury, and also to Celia Hutchison for her exemplary studio management. Thanks also to you for listening, and I hope you have a great Sunday. Next up, it's Jarvis and his Sunday service, but I'll leave you with a beautiful song from Laura Marling. This is Take the Night Off. Take care and see you again.